Well, hello everybody, and happy Tuesday. This is Lisa Freeman from stampingwithlisa.com, and I'm coming to you today to bring you this really cute card, and I'm going to show you how I made it. I just made it about an hour ago because I try to do videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and I did not have a card to make for today, so I had a class this morning, and after class I was like rushing around trying to figure out a card to make, so I came up with this one. And you might not recognize the stamps on it because it's a brand new stamp set that's going to be in the Celebration catalog that starts next month. So I'm going to show you a little sneak peek of that and a couple other things that are in the Celebration and the Holiday Mini. So if you're one of my customers, you should be getting one in the mail from me of both catalogs, the Celebration and the Holiday Mini, which are these right here. And I have my sticker on them already, but I had to cross this out because it says July through December, but it's really August through December because there was a delay in the shipment of the product. So they actually did not get their product than this. So let me make sure I've got this live and see if anybody's watching. Hold on one second. Uh-oh, it looks a little fuzzy. Hope my internet's working. All right. Hey, Betsy. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Sharon. Hey, Tracy. All right. We got a few people on here today. All right. So let me put this aside for a second. So this is one of my favorites. I have a lot of favorites. I know you guys know that by now. So this is a gorgeous, gorgeous stamp set. And it's called Peaceful Cabin. And this is in the Holiday Mini. Then there's another one called Nature's Harvest. This is absolutely gorgeous. And it also has some really pretty dies that go with it. This one is called Feels Like Home, which I think is adorable. This is going to be a great one for coloring. And I love the little sayings on here. This one is amazing. It's called Reflected in Nature, and it's got the reflection here, which I think is going to be absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous. The Welcoming Woods. Oh, that one. Oh, this one is Celebration, so this is a free one. All the rest are from the Holiday Mini. The Welcoming Woods one you might recognize. This is almost exactly the same as the embossing folder that we had before and they got rid of. So I'm not sure why they got rid of it if the set was coming out because they would kind of go really well together. But this is another beautiful one. And then the one I'm using today is Delicate Dahlias. And when I saw this stamp right here, I said, oh, I have to have it. I didn't care about the rest of it, but it is a cute set. But this flower right here I thought was absolutely gorgeous and I had to have it. It's one of those distinctive stamp sets that I'd love, love, love because it just looks so like 3D and dimensional and it's just so pretty. So let me put that out of the way and show you what you need. So for this card we're doing today, you're going to need Sahara Sand 5.5 by 8.5. Let me score that really good so it stays flat. A piece of not Whisper White, Basic White now. 5 1/4 by 4. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. I was like, I thought I put the measurements on there. 2 1/8 by 5 1/4. And I usually don't do 8s, but sometimes I try to save paper. And if you cut a piece of 8.5 in half, you get 4 1/4. And if you cut that in half, you get 2 1/8. So I thought I would just save a little bit of paper and get a lot more pieces out of it. So if you do 2 1/8, you can get a lot more pieces from one sheet of paper. And then by 5 1/4. And then also this is 7/8. So we've got 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. Same reason. And then we've got a little piece of Misty Moonlight, 1 1/2 by 2 1/8. And a scrap of white that doesn't have to be this big, but that's just the size that I had laying around. So that's what you need for this card. And if you're a demonstrator, you can order it right now. If you're not a demonstrator, you have to wait till August 3rd. But if you want to sign up right now, you can order this or anything from the Holiday Mini and Celebration. Well, you can't really get the Celebration yet unless you are a demonstrator already. But the Holiday Mini stuff you can put on your starter kit form and order it right now. So that's an incentive for signing up now, but August 3rd will be a great time to sign up because there's lots more goodies coming. So I hope you got your screenshot of that before we get started. Let me take off all those. Oh, and I have another winner. The winner of this card, the one that I did with the trees, is Carol Ham. So Carol, if you're watching, you won this. Make sure you send me your address and I'll send you the card. And let's get started. So we're going to be using the white pieces first. So I'm just going to be putting the other stuff to the side. Let me get some scrap paper. And you also need, since this set is photopolymer, you probably want to have a pad underneath your paper. So I'm going to go ahead and punch this out. This is with the rectangle postage stamp. So you just need a piece of scrap that's going to fit in there, just wide enough, and punch that out. So that's all you need out of that one. And then let me put it up in front of me so I can remember what I did. Like I said, I just made this. Hey, Debbie. Michelle, who are you saying hello, Michelle, to? Is Michelle Burkett watching? I didn't see her on here. I hope you guys are having a great day. It is really hot. Hot here. All right, so what we're going to do is stamp off first. I'm using Sahara Sand ink. So I'm just going to ink this up. And if you put it full strength, it's just a little bit too dark. So I wanted it a little bit lighter. So I just stamped off. See how that is just beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love it. And then stamp it on. Oh my gosh. I just can't get over how beautiful this stamp is. And then do it again. And you don't want them like all in a row or anything. So kind of do them all over the place. And we don't have to worry too much about the center because that's going to be covered. So make sure you stamp off each time. And it's just beautiful like that. I don't really need to do anything to it. And just make sure you give it some good pressure when you've got the photopolymer. All right, so we're going to set that aside for a second. And then, oh, I want to do one more on this little piece. So this is what my words are going to go on. So I want it as the background on that. So I'm just going to ink it up, stamp it off, and just put it right on here. And then my words will go right on top of that. All right, so then we're going to clean that off, and I'm going to change colors for a second. So now we're going to go to Misty Moonlight. I'm just going to set that aside for a minute. All right, so now with the Misty Moonlight, we're going to be doing this piece, which is the skinny one, with the same stamp. So this one I'm doing full strength. So you're just going to stamp it full strength right on here. Hey, Diane. Hey, Lily. And then do it one more time. And this one I'm going to do over to the side a little bit, because you don't just want them like straight down. You really don't even have to ink up the whole stamp if you're only doing like the little edge. And I'm going to turn it over here, put a little bit there, and then one more down at the bottom. So you kind of cover the paper. So there you go. So now we've got our two pieces done. So we've got the Sahara Sand and the Misty Moonlight, and that was stamped off. So you don't want that one full strength. Then, let me clean this off a little bit. Then we're going to put some speckles on here. So I've got my little speckles. I cleaned this off, so we're going to do it first in Sahara Sand. And we're going to do both pieces. And I'm going to stamp that off again. So I just want a little bit of speckles on here. Just very gently. I always tell people, when, like my customers when they're over here, whenever you have these little speckle stamps, the key is a light touch. So just pretend like these are all pins, like straight pins, and you have a balloon sitting in front of you. You want to touch it that soft so that it's not going to pop that balloon. So I'm just barely touching this paper and stamping off. And if you hear it like that, then you're doing it too hard. All right, so we've got a little bit of those speckles. Now I'm going to change the color. And if you're going from a light color to dark color, you don't really have to clean it too much. But if I was going from the blue back to the Sahara Sand, I definitely would have to clean it. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to stamp off and put a little bit of the blue speckles on here. And I didn't do that on the original card, but I think I just want to put a little bit of blue. Just a teeny bit, just to give it a little pop. And then a little bit on here too. Oh, and this speckle stamp is from, I think, Quiet Meadow, maybe? I think it is. Michelle will have to tell me for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's from Quiet Meadow. Michelle's my little assistant on here because, you know, I can't remember anything when I'm filming. I get that, what do you call it? CRS, can't remember stuff. I'm not going to say a bad word. I saw a keychain one time that said that, and I thought that was really funny. All right, one more there. No, one more. All right, so then we've got speckles on everything. And then we're going to sponge. So I've got the Sahara sand. We're going to sponge with that one. So just rub it. And these brushes are in stock right now. So if you don't have them, you need to go right after this video and order some, because these are my favorite thing. And I'm not kidding. It is my favorite. I know you guys get tired of hearing me say that all the time. It's just so hard when there's so many things I like. It's hard to pick one favorite. All right, so we're just sponging the Sahara sand on here. You could leave it white if you wanted to, but I don't know. I just don't leave stuff white much anymore because I like doing this blending. And we're going to do the same thing to the back piece. And the key is just make sure you always tap off when you start so that you don't get that blob, the dark blob on there. I was sitting in my den the other day and I was watching TV, which I really don't do that much because I don't have much time because, you know, I work 2 jobs and do these videos and it doesn't leave me much free time. And I was sitting there watching TV and all of a sudden I hear this, like, just this tapping about every 10 seconds like this. And I'm like, where is that noise coming from? And I started looking around and I'm like, what is that? Well, there was a wasp in my den and it was hitting the back door. I have a back door that goes out to my deck. And it just was like trying to get out, I guess. I don't know. It just was hitting the glass over and over and over, like banging into it. And I'm thinking, what is wrong with this wasp? Does he not realize, like, after the first time that he's not getting out that way? So I was going to try and open the door and let him out, but then I thought I might get stung. So I actually went and got a shoe and killed him. And I know that's awful, but it was better than me getting stung by him. So I don't know why I just used tape on this instead of my green glue, because usually I always use the green glue. All right, so this does go top to bottom lining up. It only has the edge right on the side. So just butt it right up to the top and right up to the bottom. And if it is like a sliver off, you can trim it if you need to. This one is just a teeny weeny bit too long. All right, and then we're going to do this one onto the back piece, and I'm going to use my green glue. And put that down, and I want that big one up at the top. Blending brushes are on low inventory. Uh-oh. Well, that's another reason you definitely need to go get one today. And then we're going to do some linen thread. So mine came unraveled. I don't know how, but it looks like a mess. I'm going to get my tape out too, because whenever I tape string to the back, I don't want it to come off. So I like using just tape. So we're going to start with it almost in the middle. I would say just a little bit below the middle. And just stick it right there with some tape. And then we're going to wrap it around. That's a little bit higher than I want it. Let's see. We're going to wrap it around 3 times and tape it to the back on the other side. So you're just going to tape this down, pull it tight, and that tape will keep it set. Because if you just put some like sticky tape and lay it down, it might pop off of there. And you wouldn't want that to happen after you glue the paper down. So Just use some good old Scotch tape. All right, so I want to spread this out a little bit so you can see it's like 3 lines together. And I'll put this away. Whoops. Just put the brushes in your cart. That's a good idea. I think I might order some more today. All right, then we need to make a bow. So I'm going to do a double bow, and I need about 8 inches or so for each piece. So let me make it just a little bit longer. So that's about 17 or 18 inches. And then fold it in half and cut it. And then we're going to tie a little double bow. And this one is easier than that sheer ribbon that I messed up the other day. That sheer ribbon's hard because it's satiny on the edges and it's slippery. So it's hard to get a good grasp on it. This linen thread's really easy to tie. So you get your bow the right size and then pull it tight. And then I'm going to put this together and put that on the top. So, oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to stamp the inside. Oh my gosh. Let me see. We're going to put that on the inside. So let me do that real fast. I totally forgot about the inside. Oh, let me get my ink back out. All right, let me get my scrap paper and my little pad. You guys need to remind me these things when I forget. All right, so let's ink this up one more time and stamp right down at the bottom. And then we're going to lift it up, scoot it over, and do it one more time. So there you go. So we've got our beautiful stamp right there. And then I'm going to put a little bit of the sprinkles in there too. So just a tad right there. Love it, love it, love it. Beautiful, beautiful. I always compliment myself. You have to love yourself. All right, so I think we are finally done with that. Oh, you know what I forgot too is the words. Where did I put the words? Here they are. All right, they were hiding under my pearls. All right, so we're just gonna stamp that right on the flower that I already did. And hopefully we'll get it straight because I don't wanna have to do that piece over again. All right, so there you go. Sending heartfelt sympathy. I thought this was a pretty sympathy card. I mean, you could do it for any occasion, but I just thought it was pretty. Kind of very soft and I don't know. It just looked kind of like a sympathy card to me, but it'd be a perfect birthday card too. All right, so now we're going to put it together with some dimensionals. Let's put a little bit of tape on the back of this. And the reason I had to use 1/8 for this piece was because that's how big that is. So I did 1/4 inch bigger than that around it. And then we're going to put this on with dimensionals. It is so hot. I went outside earlier when I had a class this morning. I had a really fun group of ladies that came this morning. We had a good time, but I was walking a couple of them outside and I was like, oh, it is just hot. I'm hoping after, well, it looks like it's gonna be hot the next few days, but then a cool front's coming and I can't wait. Since I don't have a pool anymore, I really don't like this hot weather too much. I'm more of an air-conditioned girl. Okay, so we're going to put this down and just line it up with the top and the bottom. So everything is 5 1/4 inches long. I probably should have put this down before I glued this to the back just in case it was a sliver off, but that's okay. All right, now this one I want to put right here and I want it to be like hanging off the edge. So I want this to be flat and this to have dimensionals. So I'm going to put 2 dimensionals. Why is that sticking? Like they're not coming off very good. All right, I just want dimensionals right here on the end. And then I'm going to put some tape on this part. So that way the part that's hanging off will be even with the part that's already down. So I'm just going to put it right here. Like that. And then we're going to put this on with some glue dots. Well, just one glue dot. Oops. Okay, and put that right on top of where everything crosses over. And then you're going to just snip this down a little bit. Just cut these a teeny bit. You don't want them hanging off the card. There we go. All right, and then we've got to put some pearls. Got to have some bling on your card. So I'm going to get my Take Your Pick tool, grab some of these pearls, and I put a couple right here on the top. And then a couple on the center. I put one like in the center of that one. This one's kind of off the page, so I can't really put it there. So I'm going to put one right here in the center of that flower. And I think that's good. I think if I put one there, it would be too much. So we'll just go with 4 of them. Usually I try to put an even number, I mean an odd number, but that looks good like that. All right, and then of course we cannot have a card complete without Wink of Stella. So I'm gonna get my Wink of Stella, and we'll just use my Take Your Pick tool to tap it and put some sprinkles on here. Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I'll put a few inside. Whoops, on here too. Oh, that's a heavy card. It won't stay flat. Can you see it? Sparkling. Hopefully you can see that. It's all over, and then all over there. I just love it. I was really impressed with myself. Usually, I mean, it used to take me like all day long to come up with a card, but now, I don't know, something happened. I don't know if God just gave me a gift of creativity, but now I can actually come up with one pretty quickly. So thank you God for that, because if it took me all day to come up with a card, I'd be in trouble. All right, so this is my final one. There's the original one, and I hope you like that. Don't forget, the sale is going on now for the designer paper. You can order right here, stampingwithlisa.com. That's the host code. I give lots of free gifts with your order, and I showed all that in the last video, so you can check that out. Any order gets a free card, and then orders over $50 get 4 free cards, and then it goes up from there. You get like gems and different things. So check that out. It's on my website and also in the last video I did a couple days ago. So thank you for joining me. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, leave a comment. You can win one of these cards because I give them all away. Every card I make in a video, pretty much I give away. And I'm getting to the point where I think almost everybody who leaves comments has already won at least once. So thank you guys so much. I know I've given away at least like 75 cards already. So but I am happy to keep on sending them. If you guys keep on watching and subscribing and commenting, I just love having you join me. And thanks you guys so much for watching me today and commenting. And I just realized this paper is really crooked. All right, you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will be back on Thursday for another video. And leave me a comment. Let me know if you want to see something brand new or a special set. And I will check out your comments and see if I can come up with a card for you. And I will see you guys soon. Thank you for the hearts. And I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.